Good morning sa ating lahat. Tara, basa na tayo na ating libro guys. The Word in Other Words Bible Diary 2023. Today is 19 June 2025. Mabilis ang basa at ubos na yung oras ko. Sorry, may pinanood kasi ako kaya ayun. Late na naman tayo. 28 July Friday, 16th week in Ordinary Time. That green comma PS is for the word. First reading, Exodus chapter 20 verse 1 to verse 17. Then God delivered all these commandments. I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that place of slavery. You shall not have other gods besides me. You shall not carve idols for yourselves in the shape of anything in the sky above or on the earth below, or in the waters beneath the earth. You shall not bow down before them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, inflicting punishment for their fathers' wickedness on the children of those who hate me, down to the third and fourth generation, but bestowing mercy down to the thousandth generation on the children of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not leave unpunished him who takes his name in vain. Remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. 6 days you may labor, and ito yung guys, yung 6 na araw ka lang magtrabaho, tapos yung ikapito magpahinga ka, ay magsamba ka sa kanya. 6 days you may labor and do all your work, but you or your son or daughter or your male or female slave or your best or by the alien who lives with you. In 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but on the 7th day He rested. So yung kasasabi ko lang. That is why the Lord has blessed the Sabbath day land with That is why the Lord has blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor our father and your mother, that you may have a long life in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not kill, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, you shall not cover your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male or female slave, nor his ox or ass, nor anything else that belongs to him. Gospel reading, Matthew chapter 13 verse 18 to verse 23. Jesus said to his disciples, Hear then the parable of the sower. Then said son on the path is the one who hears the word of the kingdom without understanding it, and the evil one comes and steals away what was sown in his heart. The seed sown on rocky ground is the one who hears the word and receives it at once with joy, but he has not root and lasts only for a time. When some tribulation or persecution comes because of the word, he immediately falls away. The seed sown among thorns is the one who hears the word, but then worldly anxiety and the lure of riches choke the word, and it bears no fruit. But the seed sown on rich soil is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yields 100 or 60 or 30-fold. In other words, by Father Abs Borha SVD Taiwan. The 10 Commandments, Exodus chapter 20 verse 1 to verse 17, are God's gifts to His chosen people with whom He made a covenant. If you obey my voice and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possession. Exodus chapter 19 verse 5. Those who here understand and observe the commandments remain dear to God. Those who ignore them cut themselves from God and are doomed to perish. The near-death experience of Gloria Paulo illustrates this. Gloria was a dentist who cared so much for her bodily appearance. When a lightning bolt hit her, the body she adored got burned, and later she had a cardiac arrest. The doctors administered electric shocks to revive her lifeless body. Then she found herself inside a white tunnel of light filled with joy and peace. Moments later, she went down several dark tunnels toward the bottom that generated pain, horror, shame, and stink. When she shouted, "I was a Catholic," she saw a small light and heard a sweet voice filled with peace and love. The voice told her, "Very well, if you are a Catholic, tell me what are the commandments of God." She knew that there were 10 but could not enumerate each of them. The Lord showed her how she violated all the commandments in this instance. At that moment she cried out, "Lord Jesus Christ, have compassion on me. Forgive me, Lord, forgive me. Give me a second chance." Jesus bent down and pulled her out of that pit. Jesus allowed her to return to earthly life with a mission to tell her tale of near-death experience and give testimony to God's immense love. Full story in Joseph Dwight, From Illusion to the Truth. The commandments are like seeds that, when sown on rich soil, bear fruit and yield 100 or 60 or 30-fold. Matthew chapter 13, verse 23. We must take to heart deeply, reflect upon, and obey the commandments. It is not impossible to live by them because what God commands He makes possible by His grace. CCC, number 2082. Close parenthesis. Hindi natin alam kung ano ibig sabihin niyan, guys. He makes possible by His grace, open parenthesis, CCC, number 2082, close parenthesis, period. We hope that through the observance of God's laws, we may become treasured possessions of God. I think reference nila yan kung anong book man yan. Dito na tayo sa page ng 29, July, Saturday, since Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, open parenthesis, M, close parenthesis, 16th week in ordinary time, that white, P is 4. The word, first reading, Exodus chapter 24, verse 3 to verse 8. When Moses came to the people and related all the words and ordinances of the Lord, they all answered with one voice, "We will do everything that the Lord has told us." Moses then wrote down all the words of the V, and rising early the next day, he erected at the foot. Anong V, guys? Pinaiksi na naman nila. Okay. Moses then wrote down all the words of the V. I think all the commandments yan. And rising early the next day, he erected. Mas marunong pa sa nag-publish na. Sorry, guys. Kung ano yung nakikita ko, yun yung binabasa ko, ha. Rising early the next day, he erected at the foot of the mountain an altar and 12 pillars for the 12 tribes of Israel. Then, having sent certain young men of the Israelites to offer holocausts and sacrifice young bulls as peace offering to the Lord, Moses took half of the blood and put it in large bowls. The other half he splashed on the altar. Taking the book of the covenant, he read it aloud to the people, who answered, "All that the Lord has said we will heed and do." Then he took the blood and sprinkled it on the people's acts. Kadiri talaga. Buti ngayon yung inaano ng pare is water na. Holy water na. Pero ito blood talaga. Then he took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, saying, "This is the blood of the covenant which the Lord has made with you, in accordance with all these words of His." Imagine niyo naman, guys, yung dugo, kung gaano ka, parang iniisip ko palang nandidiri na ako. Tapos i-sprinkle sa'yo. Buti talaga ngayon yung ini-sprinkle sa tao pagka nag-holy mass, yung nagbibless sa atin is holy water na, diba? Hindi na siya dugo. Gospel reading, Matthew chapter 13, verse 24 to verse 30. Pero yung panahon ni Moses, dugo talaga. Dugo ng bulls, guys. Matthew chapter 13, verse 24 to verse 30, or John chapter 11, verse 19 to verse 27, or Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to verse 42. Ibig sabihin yan, guys, yan pare-pareho yan. Kaya nga sabi ko, redundant masyado. Dapat bawat book, iba-iba. Para hindi masyado makapal yung Bible. Tapos, hindi siya redundant, diba? Pabalik-balik. He proposed another parable to them. The kingdom of heaven may be likened to a man who sowed good seed in his field. Opinion ko lang yun, ha. Kanya-kanya tayo na opinion, guys. Okay, ulitin ko. He proposed another parable to them. The kingdom of heaven may be likened to a man who sowed good seed in his field. While everyone was asleep, his enemy came and sowed weeds all through the wheat, and then went off. When the crop grew and bore fruit, the weeds appeared as well. The slaves of the householder came to him and said, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where have the weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. His slaves said to him, Do you want us to go and pull them up? He replied, No. If you pull up the weeds, you might uproot the wheat along with them. Let them grow together until harvest. Then at harvest time I will say to the harvesters, First collect the weeds and tie them in bundles for burning, but gather the wheat into my barn. In other words, by Father Raymond J. Festin SVD-Rome, Italy. Weeds, damo, unfairly get a bad press. In the Gospel, it is considered the proverbial enemy of God sprouting seeds. While it is true that weeds cause heavy damage to the farmers' agricultural productions worldwide more than the pest, they are all vital to nature's ecosystem because they protect and restore the virility or fertility of the soil from adverse human activities such as illegal logging and mining. Without weeds, the earth would lose precious topsoil which is essential to human food production. Animals too like goats, cows, and horses feed on weeds. Some people are like weeds although they cause sufferings to people by their destructive attitudes and actions. They are also good occasions for people's personal growth and development. After living with Grouchy and fault-finding parish priest for years, his young assistant has learned the priceless virtues of patience and fortitude. Father equipped a wife to a priest. I now appreciate my husband more. And why is that? Asked the priest. Well, Father, it's because of him I learned the meaning and value of the Holy Cross. Are we also like weeds to others? Maybe we are without our knowing it. So, bukas na tong July 30 July Sunday. Kunti na lang, matatapos ko na. Bye!